Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hi friends, welcome to Sharp Ends. Today I'm going to talk about switching your razor over to a safety razor. I grew up and I was always using some version of Gillette or something like that for the longest time, and then I discovered the joy of safety razors. Um, so this is really old-fashioned. This is what they had for a long time. And then big corporations realized that if you could make the cartridges on top of your Gillette or whatever cost more money, they would make more money. And if you made them cheaply enough, they would have to change them out all the time. You would have to change them out all the time. There's a fear factor involved in using one of these, and that is I don't want to cut the crap out of my face. And I totally get that. But I was able to make the transition very smoothly. I've had a couple of nicks here and there, but it mainly involved a mole that I have on my chin. And honestly, I'm kind of used to nicking that occasionally with just regular cartridges. As far as like actually cutting my face on a flat surface of my face, it never happened. So let's take this apart and I'll talk about some of the advantages of switching over to a safety razor. So first off, it's usually just three parts. This is from Merkur, Merkur. This itself, the handle, costs $38. I looked up a top 10 list of best safety razors and I got a cheap one. You can spend hundreds of dollars on one, but you don't have to. This was from Amazon and it cost me $38. The razors themselves are all different, and people have different ones that they're favorites of. I would suggest if you're going to do this, go to Amazon and get a variety pack. It's pretty easy. They'll send you 2 or 3 blades of each. Now, I've tried most of these, and the one I ended up liking the most happened to be this Vosked. They're all different kinds of sharpness levels and aggressiveness levels, and it really depends on the hair that grows on your face. This feather is probably the sharpest of all of them. So if you've got really aggressive, strong, manly beard, bare beard, you might want to try this. But in general, if you're going to make the switch, go ahead and just get a variety pack, and then you'll be able to test out which one you want. I'm going to put on one of my Voscods, and I'm going to show you how you put this together. It's pretty simple. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But anyway, I went through and I tested them all. The feather was just too aggressive for me. And this is still extraordinarily sharp, but for some reason just feels better on my face. And I think that that's why everyone, goes through when they switch over to safeties. They try a bunch of them and they find the one that they like. What I do is when I open up this pack, I keep the paper here, and you want to be careful about how you dispose of these. So what I do is I take the old one out of the razor and I put it back in here and I wrap it up, and then I put it in the trash that way, totally wrapped up so that it's not going to unintentionally cut someone. If you just put this in your trash bag and then later on your wife or someone else comes along and accidentally, takes out the trash bag and then accidentally like swipes the trash bag against their leg as they carry it down the stairs or whatever, it will cut them. It will go through the bag, it will go through a bunch of stuff, and it could cut them. So just dispose of these safely. That is one of the downsides of these, is that, you just need a cartridge you can just throw away in the trash. It's not going to cut anyone. One of these, they're dangerous after you're done with them, and you need to put them away. So here it is, and it just lines up like that. And then you take this, and now these combs here come in. There's different kinds of combs, and the combs allow for a cleaner or a closer or a farther away cut. And this is the medium comb, which I found fine and gets extraordinarily close. And then you just tighten up the handle. It basically centers itself. I will sometimes occasionally just look at before I finally tighten it down. I just check to make sure that the blade that's sticking out here is even on both sides, and it is. Finding the angle in which you're cutting against is, so do you see how the comb is there, and then finding the right angle? It's pretty easy. It's just this degree, it's whatever this is, 25 degrees, 30 degrees. It's pretty easy. And if you start up, when you're just starting, if you start a little bit too up, that's fine. You're not going to cut anything. and then when you find it, it's good. And if you go too shallow, again, the blade isn't going to make any contact. It's not going to cut you. That's why they call it a safety razor, I think. But when you have the right angle, it gives you an extraordinarily smooth cut. You're going to have to learn the angles of your face like you've never learned them before. But once you get it, and honestly, it only took me one shave, it cuts extraordinarily close, and it cut down on the amount of times I had to shave. I used to have to, if I wanted to keep it really close with the cartridges, I'd have to do it basically every single day because it wasn't getting as close to the skin as this does. This gets extraordinarily close to the skin. Which brings me to the next big advantage. A cartridge for Gillette for the cheap end costs about $2, and on the expensive end, it costs $3. Guess how much one of these razors cost per? They cost 16 cents for. So, I mean, the savings is incredible. And basically, these razors last longer than the cartridges do. So the savings over a lifetime of shaving are going to be substantial. I mean, really, really, really substantial. This 50 pack I got 2 years ago, and I'm only through 2 of these little 5 packs out of the 50. They send you like 10 packs, I think, and there's like 5 in each of these, or maybe it's 10 and they send you 5. I can't remember, but those 50 blades that I bought probably is going to last me until I'm well into my 50s. I'm in my mid 40s right now, and I probably don't have to buy shaving supplies again. The next thing that you will need to get if you want to try this out is a little brush, which I didn't bring down with me, but a little brush and some of the gel that you take and you put in a little bowl and you swab it up until you get the foam, and then you put the foam on your face. That foam, I've got this aloe type foam. One of the little tins of it is still going. I've been using it for 2 years. I've got another one that I haven't even opened yet. And it feels really nice on the face. And it just leaves my skin feeling just extraordinary. Much better than the stuff that comes from the can. The cans, I used to go through, 2-3 cans a year. And the cans cost just as much as one little tub of the shaving cream, and the shaving cream lasts 2 years. So, it's all a big scam. The people are trying to make you spend money on stupid little things like that. You can save hundreds of percents of money by just switching over to this. The cut is cleaner, closer to your face. It makes you, everything about it is great. Now, the one thing that I haven't tried taking this through TSA. I could take this through TSA and then go to a pharmacy store at wherever I'm vacationing or whatever, and then get some safety razors, and that would be fine. But in general, what I'm actually doing is I still have my cartridges. I still have a pack of cartridges. And so whenever I go on vacation, I just take my old Gillette. I'm not buying new cartridges. I just happen to have a bunch left over from when I made the switch. So rather than be wasteful, for those couple of times I go on vacation a year, I just take one of my cartridges. But you could take this through there too. I don't know if they would, I guess they would probably be upset if you tried to take a safety razor through, because, they love to tell you can't have any kind of blade, right? And so, that's like potentially another downside, is that you wouldn't necessarily be able to travel with this. If I was traveling nonstop and my job was to go traveling all the time, I would still use a safety razor. But I'd probably just take cartridges when I was in the airplane. And the reason why I would still use this is not necessarily because it's cheaper. The cheapness thing is definitely a factor. But the real reason why I would do it is because I enjoy it more. My skin feels better, and I get a closer shave. It's all around just a lot nicer. I can't tell you how much I was impressed by the safety razor and how much I felt ashamed that I hadn't tried it sooner. So this isn't your usual video, but has something to do with gear, men's care, and all that kind of stuff. And I hope you try it out. If you already have one and you've made the switch, leave a comment. Tell me what advantages I might have left out, or what drawbacks I might have left out. Also, this is a very basic Merkur, and I think I'm just going to keep this one. But if you're looking at this and you're a really experienced safety razor user and you think you know a better handle that would make like a substantial difference in my life, let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much for checking this out. I really appreciate if you left a like and subscribe if you like this. And if you did not like this, please dislike and unsubscribe. I don't care. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye now.